Hey, welcome to Exit 92 Radio's Real Merica Live with the Big Bad Boo Bear. Tonight we got special guest Mr. Mike Steely. Say hello, Mike. Yes, sir. Mr. Mike Steely is here with us, and we've got so many great news stories. Find out all you're gonna find out from Mr. Mike Steely tonight, and how a woman locked herself in her own closet and had to call the police to get her out. All here tonight on Real Merica Live.
Live on Exit 92 Radio, the home of the Common Sense Nation.
Exit 92 Radio.
Exit 92 Radio.
Yes, sir, everybody. Welcome to Real Merica Live. Here with the Big Bad Boo Bear and the cool kid of cool kids himself, one Mr. Mike Steely. Yes, if you don't know Mike Steely, he is a all-star comedian from upstate New York and a award-winning podcast host here from Spreaker, from the Cool Kids Table. If you've never got to check out the Cool Kids Table, I highly suggest it. Highly suggest it. Mike, how's it been, man? It's been a while since I had you on the show.
It's been pretty good. My comedy career is starting to take off, and my schedule is actually starting to get pretty full.
Awesome. So, when I last talked to you, you were just getting started in the whole comedy thing in New York, and you had I think you had a big group comedian show. It's all for charity coming up very soon. Now, how did that go? Because, we never got to touch base because I had all that stuff happen with me and the other network afterwards. So we never got to actually follow up.
Actually, it went amazingly. Since then, I've actually made a really good impression on the Albany comedy community. I'm pretty well known amongst all the pretty high-level comedians here in Albany. I mean, we have some really, really talented comedians here at the open mics that I go to here in Albany. I've been to a bunch of them all over New York. I've heard there are some good ones in Saugerties and some good comedians in, Buffalo, but for the most part, outside of New York City, the Albany comedy scene is where it's at when it comes to comedy. And, I don't know, I really enjoy it. I found what I love to do in my life. My characters, I guess you could say my stage presence is really developed. And this is coming from other people. Like I said, I feel like I'm, tooting my own horn when I talk like that. But, yeah, it's just weird, having so many comedians, respect me, so to speak, and give me advice and say, you're really doing good. Keep this up, keep that up. Don't do this and change this. Because we see a lot of people, it's almost become, in a way, it's almost the comedian N-word, because a lot of comedians get insulted if you say it, but there's a lot of hacks out there, but that's kind of our word, in a way, unless you're actually up there getting booed or getting made fun of, you're really not allowed to say hack. So, anyway, but there are a lot of hacks out there. There are a lot of people who have no idea what the hell they're talking about, what the hell they're doing, and they still go up every week and waste everybody's time. But everybody wants to be polite. I don't know, it's hard to explain. But long story short is it's just weird having people come up to me and say, hey, I really enjoyed your set. Because, I've always been decent at things, but never good enough to where it's, people are, gushing over it. And I guess in a way it's because most people are afraid of public speaking.
Yeah, no, I actually, when I was younger, wanted to be a comedian for a while. I can remember it was after I had gotten into Jeff Foxworthy for a long time. And I actually sat down and wrote some material when I was 14 or 15, and it never really went anywhere because of that, really. It was because of the fear of public speaking that I never did that. But I'm not really that funny either. I mean, I have moments, I'll tell a really good joke and people piss their pants laughing, but it's
That's what you're cultivating. I mean, to be honest with you, like, yeah, I've always been this has been everybody else's opinion, but everybody's like, oh, you're so funny, And I've had people say, why don't you do comedy? I'm like, it's always been a dream of mine, but I just never took the step forward, and then I finally did it. So, you can't really say it never went anywhere because you didn't go anywhere. That sounds like philosophical in a way. Like, you can't say that you didn't do anything with it. Or I don't know, how should I put this? Just go out and do it, dude. Like, that's the best thing I can tell you is just seriously get out there and write some. If you already have it, but write some material and try it out. You never know. Like, to me, I was expecting to bomb. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've bombed. I've had moments where people didn't laugh at me. I've had jokes that didn't fly, but you have to get through those moments to find out what's funny and what doesn't work for how you speak, how your personality is. And you got to figure out how to develop that style. Like, I'm not an expert. I've only been doing this for 8 months, but I've been watching stand-up comedy since I was a kid. Like I obsessively watch. I have literally, as I stand here talking to you in my living room, I have stand-up comedy on mute, playing in the background on my television. Like, I eat, sleep, and breathe comedy. And that's the whole thing. Like, if anybody out there listening and wants to be a comedian, like, excuse me, there's a lot of people. Like, for instance, that video. The best advice I can give you is like that video Shia LaBeouf made. Just do it. Just fucking do it.
Oh my God, that video.
It's funny as fuck and it's stupid, but in a way, he's right. That's exactly what I did with comedy. Is I just fucking did it. Like, there's all these people I meet who are comedians. They're like, oh, I just finished a comedy class like 6 months ago, and I just started doing comedy. I'm like, you should not be taking a comedy class because you're just going to be learning how that person thinks you should be funny instead of figuring it out for yourself.
That's kind of the way I did with music. I mean, you have to, because with music, that's something I did. I did just go out and do. I just felt confident enough. I hid behind the mic and the harmonica, even how small it is, and I just went out and did it, and that's something I learned early on, because I started, I would try and imitate, others, and then I would find little VHSs, because this is when I first started. This was years ago, before YouTube was around, and we'd find special VHSs at Walmart and stuff like that, and I learned a lot, but throughout the years, I had to discover my own sound, and even if I'm not, James Cotton or Jason Reese or anything like that, I have my own personal sound, my own personal style. So, and also, you just got a compliment from one of our regulars, Samantha Thurman, a good friend of mine, Sammy. She's always tuning in here to Exit 92. She said that this guy sounds hot. So there you go. You sound hot. He sounds like Seth fucking MacFarlane. I swear to God. Sometimes I think it actually is Seth just trying to live, the normal life, and I just happen to make friends with him. So, it honestly, it probably is Seth MacFarlane. I wouldn't be surprised.
Seth MacFarlane.
You sound just like him.
Are you talking about the guy who made Family Guy, Seth MacFarlane?
Yes, that's Seth MacFarlane.
I guess I'll take that as a compliment.
I mean, dude, honestly.
I love Seth MacFarlane, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, ever since I met
Big
you.
influence on my comedy.
Ever since the first time I ever talked to you on the Cool Kids table a year or so ago, I have always thought, and even, when Ashley heard your voice on speaker one time, I have always thought that you sounded just like Seth. You got that. It's the same. It's it's the same voice structure and all that. She said she would have Seth MacFarlane's babies if she wasn't already pregnant. So there you go. Sammy, she's crazy. But by the way, if you're just tuning in, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the show. Check out our Facebook, like our Facebook. And when you're done listening to the Real Merica Live tonight, if you still want to listen to some podcasts, go and check out Mike Steely's The Cool Kids Table here on Spreaker. That's how I ended up meeting him. It's only for cool kids, though, so you got to be cool. You got to be the coolest kid.
No. See, that's where you're wrong there, but everybody's welcome to sit at my Cool Kids Table. That's kind of the point. It's the irony that I never got to sit at the Cool Kids Table in high school, and now everybody and its mother thinks I'm a fucking awesome comedian, and I'm like, fuck you guys. You guys didn't think I was cool back in high school, and now you all want to be my friend now that I got fucking groups of people laughing? Fuck you. You don't get to sit at the Cool Kids Table because you didn't let me sit at the Cool Kids Table. I don't know, I'm rambling.
You gotta love that that later on in life irony, I mean. only a few people in the world ever really get to go through that, but when you do, it's golden. You don't feel like a douche because you're not. What goes around comes around. You know what I mean? Oh man, but yeah. Mike Steely is a comedian from up north. I've said it once, but we got some people tuning in now. Some more people. Mike Steely is a comedian from upstate New York. A good friend of mine, thankfully. Definitely not riding his coattails. Nope, not me. And he was nice enough to come on here with me tonight, talk a little about his career that he's making for himself, and hopefully you'll be up there on top one day with Lewis Black and Robin Williams, God rest his soul. I mean, that was a hit right in the feels, I have to say, when Robin went.
Oh yeah, dude, I cried when I found out Robin Williams was dead. That was a big hit.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like just about the time when I was starting comedy too.
Yeah.
But like when it comes down to it, I don't know, like, because I know I have a lot of people ask me. I figured, because I'm sure these questions are eventually pop up, whether it's now or in other interviews. A lot of people ask me like how to get into comedy and how to start doing it. And like I said before, just start doing it. Like if you like, there's all you got to do is go online, look up your general area, and look up where the open mics are. Start going to open mics. And those aren't your performance rooms. Those aren't the places where you're going to theaters to get what we call civilians, which are people who aren't comedians, to laugh. You're going there in front of other comics. It's going to be hard to make them laugh. And once you have them giggling, once you have them laughing at your stuff, then you're ready to take that to an actual audience and develop it further.
Yes, because that's got to be the hardest. The hardest part of your job is making other comedians laugh. I mean, that's just like impressing other musicians. You've got to really work for it because they know what you're doing, how you're doing it. They know exactly where you're going with your jokes. You have to.
Exactly.
Yeah, they have to be the hardest ones.
The tough part about it is they see when you're going to throw in your punchlines. How they see the structure of your joke, which a lot of people don't tend to not see where you're going with it. But when it comes down to it, if you're good, you work at it, which, if you're funny, which is really what it comes down to. If you're funny and you have good jokes, you will continue to be successful in the industry. Like, I listened to another podcast by a really famous comedian today, and he was asked by another lower level comedian who's been doing it a little longer than I have, obviously. She's been doing it for a few years now. But she asked him how long it takes to become, a paid comedian. And I'm already ahead of the curve, at least ahead of this guy, because he said it took him 6 years to get out of being an open micer.
Mm-hmm.
I have been doing this for 8 months, and I'm already getting paid to do hosting jobs. So it's all about, like he said, everybody flourishes, everybody develops differently. Like me, I just happen to be lucky enough to where my joke structure and I don't know, there's just something about it. I hit the ground running, and it took me a little while to, mainly my jokes were already there. I just needed to stop being nervous on stage. And that takes repetition, which is why I'm saying get out to the open mics, do what you got to do there. I don't know, I want other people to find comedy because I honestly have found it makes me so happy to do comedy, and I want everybody who could possibly find it and be good at it to do it. Because unlike a lot of idiot comedians out there, everybody in the comedy community out there has this famine mentality that if you get work, I'm not going to get any work.
Yeah, well, in this day and age, though, I mean, honestly, in this day and age, it's kind of hard not to have that mentality. I mean, Jesus.
When it comes to comedy, if you're funny, you'll get work. It doesn't matter if somebody's funnier than you or not. You're going to get work. You just got to work at it. I don't know if you listen to Kevin Hart, do you?
Occasionally. I like him. I don't get the chance to listen to him as much as I'd like.
Kevin Hart has a saying, and some people like to make fun of it, but I totally believe it, and that's everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to put the work in. Everybody wants to be treated like a superstar. Everybody wants to be coddled and given all this money. But the reason why comedians... I didn't understand it. I was like, oh, these guys are just going up on stage and being funny. I am busting my ass 5 days a week out in the open mics, getting laughed at, getting not laughed at, getting heckled, you know, and that's, you know, it's, believe it or not, it's hard work. Like, I'm sitting here day in, day out trying to come up, you know, I'm literally creating an act from nothing, from my own creativity, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't realize, like, I know, again, it's hard to make people laugh, but I didn't realize how hard it actually is to create an actual act and have people enjoy it and want to have, you know, want to pay money to see it. Like, it was only $30, but I only did like an hour worth of work. So I got paid $30 to stand there and tell a few jokes, make a crowd laugh, and then bring up the next comedian. You know what I mean? Like, and people complain. Like, I hear a lot of comedians. I don't know, I'm kind of going off in different tangents here, but like, I hear a lot of different comedians talk about like complaining about they're complaining that they're not getting any work and how much money they would get paid. Meanwhile, they're complaining that I'm getting. I hear a lot of comedians complaining that I'm getting jobs, and meanwhile, it's because I'm not complaining about how much I'm getting paid and I'm busting my ass to get those jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, which kind of goes full circle back to what I was saying. Everybody wants to be famous. Nobody wants to put the work in.
Yeah, man, I know how it is.
Everybody
You know,
wants to get paid. You know, I want to get paid. You know, millions of dollars to do comedy. Yeah, well, you got to fucking work your way up from the bottom, just like any other job.
I mean, it's just like whenever.
Profanity.
Yeah, no, you're fine on the profanity, man. Come on, you know. But you know, it's okay. It's just like whenever I had my band together for a while, because for a little bit, you know, I had been trying to get a band together and put everything together. Man, I was working, you know, the 4 days a week putting this together, and I wasn't even in where the band was. You know, we would go and play once a week, and then the other 3, 4 to 5 days, I was pimping the next gig we had that next Sunday. I was trying to get new people to check out recordings that I had. I was going around to bars and calling them, seeing if they needed bands for a Saturday night gig or maybe a Sunday fry, you know, something. And you have to. You got to put in the work. The only reason I didn't make it was because, you know, my ride fucked up at the time. But, you know, regardless, we were doing good whenever everything, you know, fell apart, unfortunately.
You know, a comedian who you would probably enjoy is, you know who Joey Diaz is?
No, actually, I don't.
Check out Joey Diaz, and I recommend anybody else out there listening to check out Joey Diaz. He's this big, really fat, heavy, like, he's Hispanic and Italian, but he's just this funny motherfucker. But he was on Joe Rogan's show. I don't know if you know who Joe Rogan is.
Yes, I do know who Joe Rogan is.
And he was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was talking to him, and they were talking about stand-up comedy. And he was like, I hear all these comedians talking about wanting to do comedy and that they're not getting enough work or they can't get any work in it and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, what are you doing? And then he looks at their comedy and they suck. And he's like, well, yeah, exactly. You're not writing enough. You're not doing, you know, you're not out there. He's like, how many nights a week are you doing comedy? He's like, oh, one night a week. He's like, oh, once a month. And you're claiming that you're, you know, that you can't get work. Well, gee, I wonder why. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's the whole thing. Like, it's not easy for, like, for instance, I talk to all these comics who they live like 5 minutes away from the open mic I go to, and they have a hard time getting there if it's raining or snowing. Meanwhile, I drive an hour and a half to be there every week, and they're like, "Oh, that's devotion." I'm like, "Yeah, if you want to be a professional, you know, you got to show that you're willing to go to, you know, any extent.
You got to work."
But, yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's just like this here. You know, I don't get paid to do this. You know, me and Jay, we put Exit 92 together because we love doing this. He likes listening to them and doing them. I really love doing them a lot. We love putting our stuff on the line out there for everybody to hear. You know, we love bringing music to the people, and you have to work at it. That's the only reason, you know, besides the fans checking out that we've got, which thanks again all, because, you know, we are doing awesome because of y'all. But that's why we have.
Well, it seems like the entertainment industry is, or at least, yeah, the entertainment industry is the only industry that I've seen where you could stand around doing absolutely nothing and complain about not getting anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you know, you have to work at it, man. You know, I have to at least put, and I probably should be putting more, but here recently I've been working a lot at my actual job. But the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been putting about a good 40 hours into it a week. You know, I'm putting a full work week into this bitch as much as I can, doing what I can. You know, maybe not making as much promos as I should. Need to make some more, but doing what I can to make this as good as possible for people to listen to, and that's what you have to do with anything you do. You know, comedy, music, podcasting. You have to work at it if you want to make anything of it. You know.
Right.
I mean, that's just the way of life. So, you know, being a comedian right now is sort of like this last year or so has got to be sort of like Christmas for you, honestly, with all the political shit going on right now with Donnie and, you know, Hillary Clinton and Jeb. You can't tell me none of your material has stemmed from the circus we have going on in the Capitol.
I was making fun of Donald Trump and Sarah Palin shortly when Sarah Palin was giving her speech endorsing Donald Trump. But I don't know. I never really get too political because depending on the crowd, political jokes just like make the crowd feel alienated or not want to listen. So I don't know. More of my jokes are just kind of like Bill Burr style. Like I've had a lot of people actually like it was a really big compliment. I had a friend of mine say, you remind me of Bill Burr, the way you rant about things, because I like to complain about stupid shit that people do, and like I kind of turn like. I'm like it's in a way like I've had people say it's like Lewis Black too. Like I don't know, that's like my comedy has a lot to do with like being angry and like making fun of people who are saying stupid shit.
Yeah, I'm a big Lewis Black fan, man. I love Lewis Black. He's
me too.
The way the way he does his punchlines when he screams, you know, at the end of the joke, it makes it. You know what I mean? It's just he is fucking hilarious. You know, there's no doubt about it. Lewis Black, George Carlin, fucking hilarious, man.
Oh yeah, George Carlin's the man. I love George Carlin. I've never been compared to George Carlin, but that would be awesome if I did. But that's just the way I am. Like I used to still do it a little bit, but I used to just rush through all my material and talk really fast. Now I'm getting better at telling stories and not rushing through things and not skimming over punchlines and stuff like that. So, for instance, I actually just told this one. I'm developing this story, and I'll give you guys this. I'll give you a little privy or a little bit of my material right now, which is one joke that I just recently developed. So it was my 19th birthday. Me and a buddy of mine decided we were going to get stoned and go to fucking get some fast food. And we hop in my car. We're driving along. We came across what you call a roundabout, which is like those round circles in the road that they put in place to replace the street signals, like lights and shit in the road. So my buddy and me come across, and we're just driving around it like our own version of idiot NASCAR. And
Idiot
my buddy looks at me
NASCAR.
and he's like, "Dude, let's do this in reverse." So I'm like, "Dude, that is a great fucking idea."
Of course, it's a great idea.
So we're going in reverse, and about lap 3 of the retard 500, all of a sudden, wham! I fucking backed into somebody. So I slammed my forehead on the steering wheel, like, fuck. Get out of the car. Actually, no, I didn't get out of the car. And I hear the guy behind me yelling and screaming and carrying on after he got out of his car. And I'm thinking, all right, maybe I can run away. And sure enough, here comes a fucking cop car. Cop pulls up behind us. And I hear the guy walking over and starts yelling at the cops. I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just going to sit here and wait for the cops to pull me out of the car. So the cop was walking up to the car. I roll down my window and I look at the cop and I'm like, what's going on? He's like, everybody okay? No injuries? I was like, no, sir. He looked at me and goes, you want to press charges? Like, no. Why? He goes, oh, well, that's fine. Yeah, believe it or not, this guy is so drunk he swears he backed into you, or you backed into him.
Oh, is that a true story? Is that a true story?
True story.
Oh my god.
I waited a long time to tell that story.
That's hilarious. This guy is so drunk, man. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that guy blew a 4.0.
Nice. Oh, you were lucky as shit, man.
That guy, he was so drunk, the cops were like, how the hell is this guy alive? So in a way, I might have saved somebody's life.
You may have saved
Hero.
somebody's life. You are a fucking Mike Steely. You heard it here first, folks. Mike Steely is a hero. He saved a life.
Right. Someone's like, who the fuck knows? Could have been some old lady crossing the street. This drunk asshole would have just plowed into her. Made her run over a drunk baby in the road.
God, you really took it home there. I mean, ran over a granny and a drunk baby, and like, what is he going to run over the American flag next? Possibly.
Yeah, watch out for those drunk babies.
Okay. So I've only got a few more minutes before we have to cut the interview here, and have to get to the rest of the stories. But I wanted to ask you another question, and I don't think I asked it on the last interview I did with you. Even if I did, I don't have that interview anymore. So regardless, whatever. But I wanted to know how much this political correctness thing, that has just, taken over the nation so hard in the last 2 years, does it interfere with your show any? Do you have to watch? Do you still have to watch what you say, or I mean, has it messed up comedy at all? You're fine.
I think yes and no. Like being politically correct can depends on really what you're saying. Sorry, I've been smoking weed. If you guys haven't noticed.
Oh, I figured. If you ain't choking, you ain't smoking, bro. You know the rules.
So anyway, political correctness has been slowly permeating into the comedy world. I've heard some women berating friends of mine who've made certain jokes like, "Oh, you're slut shaming," or "You're fat." Like I have a joke about like a fat chick wearing yoga pants. I think I told you that.
Yeah, you did. You told that last time you were on.
And I'm still waiting for somebody to be like, "You're fat shaming." But it depends on how funny the joke is too. You know what I mean? Like if the joke is funny, you can typically get away with saying anything. But like for instance, I know a white guy, and he tells the joke in front of entire groups of black families and shit. But I know a comedian who tells jokes, and he learned how to turn the N-word. Like he says N-I-G-G-R on stage as a white guy, and he makes it funny. His whole premise is changing the definition of the N-word to roses. And yeah, it's like really, it's one of the like I don't want to tell the joke because I'll butcher it and ruin his joke in case. Cause I'm pretty sure this guy's going somewhere. But like, it's one of the funniest jokes I've ever heard. And like the guy who runs the open mic that he's constantly at with me at, like he's black and he hysterically laughs every time he tells this joke. And the guy and he's straight up saying the N-word. So like. It's all about how you write the joke, and the fact that like people can tell if you actually mean it in your heart. You know what I mean? Like, look at Daniel Tosh. The guy fucking says outrageous shit, and his biggest fan base, I'm pretty sure, is black, because he's just not afraid to make fun of everybody.
Wow. So you do have an issue with it from time to time, but it really just depends on how good of a comedian you are.
But I'm sure it's going to.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it will, and that'll be the day that the comedy died. It'll be the day that we'll.
You know what? Political correctness has always been the enemy of stand-up comedy. It's like,
and it's unfortunate, man, because there's so many
who won't do colleges. That's where you really feel what you're really dealing with is idiots, older idiots who just want to have an opinion, and then young college kids who were taught to be politically correct because they're in school. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm happy and I'm sad that political correctness is here now, because I'm sad because it could possibly stifle talents like yourself. I'm sure there are great comedians out there who are either too afraid or haven't had the chance to fully shine because, people call them blue because, they make a mentally handicapped joke or, a black person joke or something like that. But I'm
not such a bad thing. Like, I hear all comedians saying, like older comedians who have been doing it for years are successful. They say, don't change your comedy. Don't, if you're dirty, then be dirty. Like, don't be a clean comedian just because you think that it'll get you more work.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be who you are, because you're more likely to get more work and better work if you develop what you're good at.
But I mean, I am happy that it, because it was around really hard in the '60s. But I am really happy that the political correctness movement sort of disappeared at the end of the '60s. And because we had such great comedians like George Carlin, like Sam Kinison, like Robin Williams. These comedians came out of an era when they were having the same problem that we are right now, that everybody was just so damn sensitive. Hell, you couldn't say shit, piss, fuck, cunt, or cocksucker, or motherfucker, or tits
Listen to Mark Maron.
on TV. What'd you say?
Have you ever heard of Mark Maron?
No, I have not.
Mark Maron's a comedian. I'm not the biggest fan of his. I like his comedy, but I'm not the biggest fan of his podcast. He's a huge like blues and rock fan, so I'm sure you would enjoy his podcast. He listens to a lot of stuff that's like on vinyl and records and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But he knew Kinison back when he was a doorman at the comedy store, or one of those places that I forgot where he worked when he was younger. But he partied with Kinison. And he said that he did so much coke in one night with Kinison that he literally heard voices for a year.
Oh my god.
He literally broke his brain doing cocaine with Sam Kinison.
Sam Kinison was a partier, dude. I'll tell you what.
Sam Kinison was more than a fucking partier, bro. That guy would, he would have to do coke to fucking wake up, and he would have to drink beer to go to sleep. That guy was a fucking nut.
Sam Kinison is I love Sam Kinison.
Comics out there.
I had never heard of him until last year. Jay, my dad actually introduced me to Sam Kinison. And I went over there. We went to jam with Eric Miley one weekend, and I stayed the night out there. And he introduced me to all of Sam Kinison's work, as much as he had with him. And I think my favorite joke, I can't remember it all in its entirety. I'm not going to butcher it, but it was about how he had went home and finally told his girlfriend or wife that, he had been cheating on her. And when she said that, they could fix things, he was all happy, and stopped cheating on her and, started doing things right and was home as much as he could possibly be and wasn't fucking around, wasn't even going out to the bar and drinking with girls anymore or anything. And then, I don't know, he says it better, but I remember the end of the story, he's like, and then one day I'm actually on my way home from New York, I'm going to California, and I got to get on the plane, and, they check my bag, and there's a .48 revolver in my bag. I don't own a .48 revolver. And he's like, that bitch. He actually ended up doing time, not very much, like a day or so in jail where they sorted everything out. She had put the gun in his bag so he'd get in trouble.
Wow.
Yeah. Fucking talk about a conniving cunt, you know what I mean?
That's fucked up.
But yeah, fucking Sam, I'm great that I'm happy and I'm grateful that PC movement did not ruin comedians like him, but I just hope it doesn't ruin comedians like yourself and other comedians who have the aspiration to do that, because we're always going to need those. We're always going to need a comedian to, when shit is at the fan, when things are bad, we're always going to need somebody to make us laugh if we can't do it ourselves.
Political correctness is never going to win.
I hope so. I hope that battle, will always stay one-sided.
Once in a while, but it's never going to win. People get sick and tired of being politically clear. It goes in cycles. It's like that episode of South Park that was on recently. They're like, it's been 3 years. We got another about 4 or 5 years to go. They're saying political correctness comes and then in 7 year cycles and then leaves. People like to be fucking I don't know. All it really is it's the internet. It's the fact that we're all finally having a voice. We all finally have a microphone out to the actual world and the population, each other. Outside of just our own neighborhoods, and we're all just kind of figuring out, where our voices are, where the boundaries are of who can say what. There's still a lot of racism flying around because people seem to think that they're anonymous on the internet still, and they can be easily tracked down nowadays.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, gotta love that part.
We're just the way human beings are communicating nowadays is still in its infancy, if you think about it.
Yeah, I agree there.
And that's really what it comes down to, is that everybody's like, oh, well, there's a lot of... I don't really think that there's so much political correctness as the fact that all the idiots who are worried about political correctness now have a voice and a megaphone, which is the internet, in which they can spread their message.
And that is the unfortunate part. The flat earthers thing, my God, I can't get over that. I can't.
Oh, my God.
Don't. It's.
Did you see that old Neil deGrasse Tyson was like trying to argue with?
Yeah. I don't even see why
God.
he even replied. Honestly, these people, these are the kind of people that deserve like some kind of special, thing on their license that says they, it is illegal for them to reproduce, drive, socialize, just pretty much just
chemically sterilized.
Yeah, we need to round them all up and chemically sterilize all of them. But. Thanks, Mike, for coming on with me tonight here on Real Merica Live on Exit 92 Radio. Remember, if you're in the upstate New York area, go and check out Mike Steely live. I promise. I've got to hear some of his material just over the phone and through little videos I've caught, but I promise it'll be worth your time and worth your money. The guy has got heart. He has got great material, and you can definitely tell when he's up on stage. So please go and check him out. You want to give anybody some locations before we get off here? I'm going to throw on some tracks while we get off the phone and such.
All right. Okay, so you can catch me at Lark Tavern in Albany on Madison Avenue every Monday. You can also check me out at the Albany Comedy Works this February 24th. And you can also check me out at the Sebzi Studio Theater in, I'm not exactly sure where it is, it's close to Kingston. But yeah, just search Sebzi, S-E-B-S-I, Sebzi Studios, and you should be able to get a description there. I will be there this month on the 28th, so those are the only shows I have coming up right now, so take it away from there, bud. So I hope to see everybody out there.
Yeah, if you're in the New York area, please, once again, go and check out Mike and tell him the Big Bad Boo Bear sent you. All right, everybody, we're going to jump off here for a few minutes. I got 18 minutes of uninterrupted music coming up for you from Danny Phantom, the Palmer Squares, the Bluestones, and King Howell. I'm playing Danny Phantom's cover of Hurt again. Dude, this cover is absolutely phenomenal. It's one of the best covers I've ever heard. Please check him out on Bandcamp. I promise you, you listen to this and you'll know. You won't be disappointed. So here is Danny Phantom with Hurt. It's a cover.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. A needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you can have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you
One of my best friends just died. and I don't really know how to take it. I swear this life I've been making is wearing my patience, and this heroin is fucking sick. It's like it's a razor, like you're trying to toss it out, but it's stuck in your finger. Like you're trying to pull it out, but it keeps cutting you deeper. I swear I'm fucking sick of funerals, it's killing me. I'm used to losing people now. Speaks on just how fragile and confused we live our lives. The truth is in the lies and everybody speaks them. Till the day I die, I refuse to be an equal, and I choose to be this see-through. We all got demons, but those demons can turn into people, and those people are pure evil. Shoot your local heroin dealer, homie, cause I need you. Kill every last one of those motherfuckers. Fuck a rhyme, I really mean that shit. Like One Punch Man, it only takes one hit, and then you lit. Your life will never be the same. Chasing a dragon like you stuck in a game, and you're stuck up in my brain, fighting off these thoughts of you. Cause if I don't, I know that I'll be crying uncontrollable. I love you, Pat, I truly hope you know that. Taught me much about myself. Remember that one time that we was tripping sack, laying chilling in the dark bed. Liz came in, said what the fuck, and that's when I just fell back. Looked at you, you said you good, I said I'm good, and we laughed and we masked all the pain we carried when we was together. Man, it's stupid's forever, no matter the weather, whether or not you here, you gone. Just know that nothing could break a brother's bond, and trust your spirit's living through this song. Trust, spirit's living through this song.
What have I become?
What have I become?
My sweetest friend.
I love you, bro.
Everyone I know goes away in the end.
We all gon' go.
And you could have it all.
You could have the world.
My empire of dirt.
You could have it all.
I will let you down.
I'm a piece of shit.
I will make you hurt. If I could start again,
I would do it all
a
again.
million miles away, I will keep myself.
Hold on to myself.
I will find a way.
Listen to the kids, bruh. Ain't nobody speaking, bruh. They too busy playing victim on their social media. Everybody the enemy. Everything is offensive. Self-esteem is a luxury and it's getting expensive. Feeling empty inside, so I'm penning my will. Either ready to die or I'm ready to kill. Hold up, everyone chill. May I have your attention? Acting terminal case, sure to make a lasting impression. Manic depressive, like what you expect? Comfortably numb and as dumb as it gets. Stuck to his guns with the gun to his head. I mustn't be loved, but must be respected. Cut me a check then, spare me some change then. Fairly deranged and apparently brain dead. Wasted, hit the Mary Jane, let the cherry roast. The canary sang and it carried notes. Only 24, want some carrot gold. But you know I run the show, call me Barry O. Mono we mono, nah, mono we stereo. Blow it out your derriere, I'll be there for your burial. I'm the shit, kid, all you is BCs. I'm the bee's knees, geez, you the opposite. Sick and tired of these expired MCs. Why don't you please make like a Schreiber and leave? I'm a mimbo, male bimbo, pale gringo, flip lingo, get low, yeah, limbo. Tiptoeing in my Timbos with the kinfolk syndrome of a down. Swim around the fishbowl, a bit slow, don't know when to stop. Roll like a stone, get stoned like a rock. Now, you think you holding the throne, but you not. Simmer down, bitch, you only holding my spot.
They call me AC Slater, 28 weeks later. I'm a great debater, decimating each hater. Yo, I'll take 3 makers with a grape drink chaser rat getting blacklisted. Ooh. James T. Spader, ayy, we're not neighborly, but on paper we shine. My rhyme book chock full of wild vagaries. Look, I'll name the imitators, pontificating a written statement. You fakers are facing elimination. I'm the Fonz bop in the jukebox. Hop on the rooftops in a single bound. I make music at the speed of sound. See the schoolmaster in the classroom. That's an anagram. I use semantics to harass you. It's act. I A candid newscaster in a bad mood, babbling a rap, doing gymnastics in a tracksuit. I pack a bag and go to battle like it's Appomattox, vanishing the flashing on my camera, snap the panoramics, peak the flow. My team the only reason to believe in hope. Mediocre people know I steal the show, so break a leg and tell an egghead to eat a yolk. Leave the old videos up so you can see the growth. I'm a pro and you're a protege, throwing shade, ready-made Novocaine like Odelay. Cause when I lace a vocal track, holy mackerel, the kid's a natural. His hidden talent is intangible, international. We've been traveling the planet, turning ecumenal, turning gravel into granite. Find me shackled in a cabin, dropping acid by the tablet. I'm an asinine assassin, loading ammo in his magnum vent. Granted a wish to gab, jabber, and dish. I'm blathering, let me sum it up, adding a ditch. It's mathematician, act will take a bath with your bitch. Cause not to brag, but my dick's an average 6. Cannibalistic, massacre nitwits, act a magical mystic. Rapper adamantly handling business, bear witness. Hopping through an obstacle course, chopping the corpse up, and I don't feel an ounce of remorse. Yo, if you had a thought in your head, it would be lonely. Act a rather talkative gent, cooking bologna on the stove top. No, I'm not known for my emotions, but analyze our minds and diagnose it as neurosis. Whoa. Happy New Year's, everybody.
This is reality.
Exit 92 Radio.
Get with the facts and react to them quick.
What I give just for 7 more years to figure myself out. Now pressure's busting my buttons. They said be more like your cousin to get out. Emptiness is strange, not like a brother pain. She just reminds you that there's work you need to do. If only I'd arranged my life, I'd have attained. No, the empty promises I gave to you. They haven't stolen my soul. Not yet, they haven't stolen my soul. So in this cold, lonesome desert, I will retain control.
the end.
This is Apocalypse, and you're listening to Exit 92 Radio on Spreaker, because everything else is basically well shit on a storm cloud.
Tuned in.
Exit 92 Radio.
Exit 92 Radio.
Yes, sir, you have it locked in live here on Exit 92 Radio with the big, the bad, the Boo Bear. Yes, sir, we are live here tonight on Real Merica Live. And man, we just had Mike Steely on. Thanks again, Mike, for coming on with me and talking a little bit about him. Remember, you can check him out in Albany. And if you're up in the New York area, go and see him. I promise you will not be disappointed. Sorry about that. Damn. I hadn't even got to change my work uniform. As soon as I walked in the door, dude, I was late. A long night, you know. As soon as I walked in the door, I just got in here, got this going, got Mike on the phone, and got shit done. Because that's how we do here at Exit 92. We get shit done. Alright? Am I right? I was a little bit late, but Happy, who is awesome, had a show going, so it covered a little bit of time for me. The Happy's Kick-Ass Music Show. If you haven't checked out the Happy and Schizo Show and Happy's Kick-Ass Music Show, I promise you should. You know, they are an installment here on Exit 92, those guys and gals, and well, it's really just one girl and one guy, but yeah, they're really good. I'd check them out. Real quick, before we get started on our stories tonight, I wanted to send a special shout out to a good friend of mine, Sammy. She's really close to having her kid. They just weighed him and did like some sonograms and stuff. Yeah, I think she said he's 4 pounds. 4 pounds already. Big baby. Congratulations to you, and thanks for all your support here at Exit 92. We really appreciate it. And keep tuning in. You know, have your kid tune in to some of the music shows. Maybe that talk stuff. You know, maybe a little bit too graphic, but you know, keep tuning in. Anyways, let's get this thing going. Right off the bat, I found this story and I just knew I had to talk about it. And it's really not a big story. It's a video, but I couldn't find the video's audio and such, so I've just got it here. And we're going to talk a little bit about it. So, U.S. Marshals are arresting people for not paying their student loans. Yeah, everything I'm reading is actually true. I was just hearing about it on the radio, on the news the other day. It says U.S. Marshals are arresting people for not paying their student loans. This video I'm watching, I'll, say this Houston resident told Fox, which is not somebody I usually trust, but I've been finding other ones that coincide with this. Told Fox they just came in without a warrant, and took him into court, and he had to go sign paperwork and do all this, and he's having to pay a pretty good amount of it back. He wanted to know why they're knocking on his door. All this was for an unpaid loan of about $1,500 he received in 1987. Marshals took him to federal court where he had to sign a payment plan. One source says they will be serving 12 to 1,500 more individuals who have student loans. Student loan debt is in the highest percentile it has ever been, with the average 2015 grad coming out owing about $35,000, and more people have it than ever before. 71% of all bachelor degree recipients will graduate with a student loan. He said, I'm standing here before the court with no rights read to me. This is what he is saying, no legal representation. And I'm being told that I owe $1,500, and I just couldn't believe it. $1,500, all this over $1,500. Now understand, I'm not telling anyone they shouldn't try and pay back their student loans. Of course you should try and pay back your student loans. You took the money out, so try and pay it back. But you're not going to be able just to pay back all your money right off the bat. You've got to make money. You've got to make a life. You can make a living for you and probably your family that you went to college for to get a better education for in the first place. And bringing U.S. Marshals into it, it's bullshit. It's ridiculous. And if that's actually what's going on, everything I'm reading says it's going on, but if that's actually what's going on, then it's getting worse and worse every day here in this country. And that's just another reason. I mean, pay your student loans if you can, but if you can't, you shouldn't. Honestly, I feel like education should be free in general anyways. I'm sorry. I feel like education should be 100% free because, this country shouldn't, try to make a buck off the people who are just trying to make a living like myself. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are Pell Grants out there. There are different grants you can explore. Check them out. Check out all your opportunities before you go to a student loan. But education in general should be free. You should be able to go to Harvard if you so choose. You should be able to go to Yale if you so choose without having to worry about paying a billion dollars. Not even a word. I understand that, but damn it, that's the way it is, unfortunately. And you have to pay all this money. You've got to go through all these hoops. You got to hope you're accepted. And it shouldn't be about the schools accepting you. It should be about you accepting the school. The school should feel privileged that you took the time and the effort to find this school and want to go there. Now, of course, not everybody can go to Harvard. There is a limit. They're going to run out of room eventually, and you will have to choose a different school. But that school should feel privileged You trust that school enough to be educated by it. Should not the other way around. Schooling in this country should be free to everyone. Everyone who has the iota of energy in them to take that step into college and learn what they need to learn to make a proper life for themselves. Unfortunately, though, in a capitalist society in which we live in, it's not like that. We don't care about the engineers of tomorrow. We don't care about the lawyers of tomorrow. We don't care about our future. We care about what's going on right now. How much money is going in my pocket right now. That's what we care about. And it's a problem. It is a big problem in this country, and we need to take care of it. I honestly, I don't have a plan. Don't get me wrong. I can sit up here and talk all day, but I don't have a plan. I am not the planner. I'm just addressing the problem, and I'm addressing that there is a problem, because you see a lot of people who get up on these shows, we get to talking about politics, we get to talking about how this country should be ran, but we don't address any problems. We just talk about what we're going to do. What we're going to do right now for you, how much money we're going to give you, how much money we're going to take from people, what we're going to cut off, what we're going to put back into place. We don't talk about problems like education. Education has not been looked at in a very long time by anybody in a serious manner. None of these candidates, I don't keep up with all of them as much as I should, but none of these candidates keep up with education as much as they should. I haven't heard one iota from one Mr. Donnie about education. I have not heard one iota from one Miss Hillary on education. And it should be one of the top priorities. Because maybe if someone had focused more on education years ago, we wouldn't have Donnie here acting the way he does, which I have a story about him coming up next here in just a second. But we wouldn't have problems with people like Donnie here. We wouldn't have conniving little thieves like Hillary. They're all shit, they're all shit, okay? And that's why I don't vote. Now, before you get on your comments and, if you don't vote, you don't have the right to bitch. No, bad. I'm so tired of that argument. My God, am I tired of that argument. That argument is so outdated. I don't even have an analogy for it. I don't have a joke. Nothing. It's just outdated. Realistically, that argument is mental. Look at our country now. Look at how much good voting has done. I'll give you a minute. Fuck it. I'll give you like 10 seconds. I'll even look in the comments. I'll wait for a reply in 10 seconds to see if voting has done anything good. I'm going to count down with you guys. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, nothing. Voting has done absolutely nothing for us in a very long time. And let me tell you why. And I've said it a million times. I'm a broken record, but this is something I feel very strong on, and it's something I will continue to feel very strong on. And that is the fact that you as the American, you as the civilian American, and this is not to me, I think you do, but you as to the fat cats, you as to the politicians, the congressmen, and the senators, do not matter. They don't care about your vote. They do not care about your vote. They say they do. They even act like they do. They even act like they have favorites. They play favorites with the states who have the most electoral college votes. Ohio, Florida. They play favorites with them, acting like their votes actually matter. But in the long run, in reality, it doesn't matter who you vote for. Go and look it up on Wikipedia. Go and look up electoral college fund. Fraud. You're not going to find a whole lot of evidence, because of course, people aren't just going to get caught. But there is some evidence that has been put into light. One guy a few years ago voted for, he put down John Kerry, and he was originally going for John Kerry. And I don't even think John Kerry was on the ballot that year. I don't know. I can't give you facts on that. But I'm pretty sure he wasn't. Fact is, the electoral colleges are unconstitutional, and unlike other people, I urge you, I implore you, I beg you, on election day, stay home. Do not go to the polls. Stay home. And I mean, I know you're going to feel like, oh, just me, I'm not doing anything. Just by one person. No, one person out of so many millions isn't going to do anything. But if you stay home, and your neighbor stays home, and his best friend stays home, and his neighbor stays home, and his neighbor's best friend, if it keeps going down the line and we eventually all say no, we're not going to take this anymore. We need to change things. Excuse me. We need to change things. We will force them to listen. And by them, I mean the guys up top. We have to make a change in this country. And we're not going to do it by storming the Capitol. We're not going to do it by anarchy. We're going to do it the civilian way. Or not civilian, sorry, the civilized way. Because that's really the only way. You know, I hear people get up and they talk about taking this country back by force. Blah, 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 blah. You know? Prepping and all this. Which, by the way, I'm not disagreeing with that. If you can and you have the ability to prep your fucking ass off. Because in the event of a disaster, you will be exactly that. You will be prepared. Nothing wrong with that. However, you know, they talk about all these preppers and stuff coming together and forming communities away from the government, and we're going to take the government back by force, you know, and all that. That just turns you into the Oregon thing, man. Turns you into that fucking militia. And you know, I did a special report on them when the thing first went down, because I was interested. I was very interested in the whole situation because they had a very good ideal. It's just taking the wildlife refuge by force and holding it for 3 weeks. What are you doing with that? Huh? Like, what are you doing with that? You're doing nothing. You're turning yourself into a joke. You know? You're turning yourself into a bunch of idiots with guns. Which I think they did have guns. A bunch of hillbilly idiots with guns. That's what you turned yourself into. That's not changing anything. Hell, that's making it harder for people who are actually hillbillies with guns. You know, fucking, you know, that makes it harder for them to go and hunt and, you know, shoot their guns off at 3 in the morning for absolutely no reason, which may not be the best thing in the whole wide world, but damn it, in this country we have the freedom to do so, and you're making it harder for people to do that. I hope you're happy with yourself. However, I digress. I have digressed a lot since the beginning of this story. Education. Education should be the main focus of our politicians and our Congress people and our senators. It should be the main focus. You know, don't get me wrong, everything else is important. Protecting our country from foreign threats, you know, the debt, the national deficit, everything is important, but education is training the American of tomorrow. They are training the future presidents on how to put 2 and 2 together, on how to solve huge problems. We have advanced so far in technology. You know, it's really undescribable. I mean, if you were to go back, if we were to somehow get a time machine and go back and look 50 years ago at the technology they had compared to what we have, you know, and this is, I'm not trying to sound corny here, but compared, we're like gods. Honestly. I mean, we have computers that we can walk around with. Fuck that. That's old school. We have tablets we can walk around with. A fucking tablet. You say tablet to people of the 1960s, 1950s. They're like, you mean like the kind they used to etch in Rome? You know? Cell phones. Cell phones so damn small and so damn flat that, you know, we can stick them in our pocket. Not like the ones I see in the 80s, you know, that were bricks, radiated, you know? I mean, we have just stepped forward into what mankind can possibly do, and we're not taking advantage of any of these advances. We're using them for entertainment purposes, like Facebook, like Spreaker. And I'm guilty of this. I'm not going to get up on no high horse on any sort of soapbox, but you know, we do. We indulge ourselves. We gorge ourselves on the internet, and with that information right in front of us, we could be using it to educate ourselves on different things. We could be using it to write speeches and write poems and quotations. Instead, we're trolling Johnny from down the street because he wore a pink shirt to school. Internet bullying, my God, one of the most retarded things I've ever fucking seen. Regardless, education. I'm fixing to move on to the next story, but education. If you ever get the chance to do anything with your life as far as some sort of, changing the world, try and put education in your mind at the forefront. Because without education, you couldn't have done it, you see. But next up, oh God. America, we need to have a talk. We need to have a discussion, a powwow, come to Jesus meeting, in the words of my illustrious wife, Donald Trump. I spoke about Donald Trump earlier, and I've got this story here about Donald Trump. Let's talk about Donald Trump. So, I got a few things to talk about Donald Trump on. Oh, God. Donald Trump. Now, let me get this out of the way first. There are some things that Donnie has said that I can agree with. His feelings on illegal immigration. I'm 100% for taking care of the illegal immigration problem that we have in this country. And let me talk about this illegal immigration thing first for just a second. The illegal immigration thing is the fact that we are open-handedly giving benefits, jobs, regular privileges that we are given, regular rights that we are given here in this country, people who are born here and work all their lives to get these rights. We are giving them away to people that we know 100% are legal. Literally, some of these bills that are coming out specifically say this is health care for illegal aliens. This is this for illegal aliens. They are illegal aliens. There is a reason it is called illegal alien, because they do not belong here. They did not go through the proper channels to come here. Now, Donnie feels very strongly on this, and I have to agree. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people don't like Donald Trump, and I don't either, but this is something I feel strongly on. I'm sorry. It's common sense, really. It is. You shouldn't be giving all this great benefits and all this to illegal aliens. I mean, they want to come here, go through the proper channels to do so. Now, that's one of the very few things I agree with Donnie on. The Second Amendment, of course, I agree with him on. However, do I think Donald Trump would be a good president? 100%? Absolutely not. None. And I have a few reasons, or one reason at least, right here. Jeb Bush here recently forgot to repay his domain name on the internet. So what does Donnie do? As soon as he gets the chance, bam, picks it up. He now is the proud owner of JebBush.com, which automatically redirects to DonaldTrump.com. Think I'm kidding? Go and look it up. Put in JebBush.com on your computer or your phone, and it will automatically take you to DonaldTrump.com. Now, a lot of you are like, oh, so what? Big deal. This is actually quite a big deal. This is really childish. This is absolutely... It's insane. He's acting like a 12-year-old with enough money to power his own trolling service, and that's exactly what he's doing. Was that necessary? No. Is he beating Jeb already? Yes, he's been beating Jeb. For fuck's sake, he's leading the polls in a lot of states, and this was not necessary. This is just him saying, "Hey, Jeb, go fuck yourself." All right, yeah. No, this was absolutely retarded, and this is the guy that most of the population wants to win the election of the presidency, and that is scary. Very scary. I'm not sure what to do about this. I mean, yeah, a lot of the country wants this guy as the president. And like I said earlier, it's not that a vote matters in the first place. But unfortunately, he has the money as well to pay his way in. And it's scary. This is like letting one of the guys from Duck Dynasty run the country. That's not a good idea. I know that you rednecks out there like, oh yeah, America, fucking Donald Trump, boom. No. No, 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 no. Donnie is the worst choice. And here's some reasons why he's the worst choice. Besides the whole he likes to troll all the other candidates. He is a Muslim hater. Now, calm down, you comment warriors. I know what you're about to say. 9/11, 9/11, 9/11. Alright. Because that seems to be the main defense. Every time I bring this up with people, they're always like, yeah, well, when they came here in 9/11, blah, 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 blah. Look, I'm sorry. I have still not been shown any proof to the contrary that 9/11 wasn't an inside job. You know, whatever. We'll get into that in another show. That's not for tonight. Regardless, he has taken this to a whole other level, and he is playing on the fear of the United States citizen. He is using the fear of the United States citizen, which is a dangerous thing, which is a really dangerous thing, and is using it against an entire group of people, which is a even more dangerous thing. There's somebody else just like this. There's another guy just like this. Years ago, you may not remember, he wasn't from the United States. He was in a little country called Germany. His name, Adolf Hitler. The regime in which he helped state the Nazis. Now, I'm not, that is sort of a dramatizing of things. But I don't believe that, Donald Trump would bring in some kind of fascist party in the United States to kill all the Muslims. But with his leadership, I feel like people would think it was okay to do that. I mean, think about it. I've talked about this before. When you have leadership like that says all of these people are scum and they need to go back to their own country and all this, you get good old boys down here in the South. And even up north, you got the morons, just straight up morons who think it's okay to go and beat up, Muslims or whatever because, we're doing it for America. Yeah, America. Fuck yeah. They think they're doing it some American act, and they're not. They're doing a hate crime. It's a hate crime, plain and simple. And there's so many peaceful Muslims out there that don't deserve that. There are so many people out there who just happen to be the color of what Israeli and Middle East people usually, look like. And they're not even Muslim. They may not have any religious ties with the Muslim faith, but they're being persecuted as well because they look like that. And it's ridiculous. And it's scary. It's frightening. It really is frightening. I wake up all the time and I hear more and more about different incidents, different issues that the world is having and the country is having with the Muslims and the Islamic faith. And don't get me wrong, I understand why. Of course, we're at war with a group of people who have direct ties to the Muslim faith. That cannot be denied. I do not deny that like President Barry does. However, the fact is, you can't persecute an entire race of people because of it. If we were going to do that, that would be like persecuting the African American community as a whole for the atrocious crimes of the Black Panthers. And I know they're doing this now, but that would be like persecuting the entire civilization of Caucasian Americans for the atrocities performed by the KKK. I mean, like I said, I know they're doing that now anyways, but it's idiotic. So, it's ridiculous. And he's coming in, he's playing on the fears of these American people, and he's using that fear to win votes, and that's not right. You know, we're wholeheartedly supporting him, and we're playing right into this fear factory of votes and support. And I thought maybe some people don't know it. I think a lot of people do, but they're just going with it because they think he's going to change the United States back to what it was. And this is not a good path we're going down, guys. There's a reason the UK wanted him banned from their country. There's a reason the rest of the world is laughing at us right now with this political circus we got going on with Donnie and Hillary and Jeb. It's appalling. It's appalling that the political race, you know, is already tainted by the electoral colleges, but is now being turned into a reality TV show by people like Trump and Hillary Clinton and Jeb and even Bernie. It is sad and it is appalling. You should all be appalled. We should all be ashamed together. But unfortunately, there are so many people who are just rolling in it. They love it. It's drama, and they want to keep it going. They want it to keep going because something else to entertain them and, I guess, an escape from their own unfortunate lives as it is. I don't know, America. It's worrisome. It is worrisome. It worries me where this country's going to be at when my kid is my age. You know, I don't know if there's going to be any sort of help for her. That generation in whole. People like Donnie running the country. I wonder if we'll still even be in the United States. I mean, because there's so many people threatening to leave. They are threatening to leave this country if Donnie wins. I don't blame them. Not one bit. I mean, me and the wife have talked about picking up and moving her as well. I mean, in all seriousness, you know, if we had the cash, that's our only problem is we just don't have the cash. It's you know, don't make any fucking money in this country anymore. You know, we have seriously thought about moving to Canada or moving to Canada or the UK. I mean, I know it sounds like an unrealistic thought, but I mean, honestly, it's something these days you have to think about. It's either that or stay here. My God. I mean, we are slowly but surely going down the toilet. It's getting worse and worse every day. I mean, I know it's not third world country status or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. I got food to eat. We've got clean water, at least everywhere but Flint. And as of right now, military isn't banging down my door to take me away because of my political views. So I mean, it's not like getting worse like that. It's just it is getting bad, especially for the working class. It's starting to get bad for the working class. They don't want a working class. They don't want a poor class. They want rich people and rich people only. A little exclusive club. The only Americans in this country are supposed to be rich, and that's the way they want it. And I ain't that. Don't know if I'll ever be that. Would like to, but don't know if I ever will. And it's turning into that. It's turning into a country club here. But I still persevere, and I encourage all of you to continue persevering as well. Because we have to. I mean, there really is no other choice. Because that same conversation I'm telling you about, you know, oh, we should move to Canada. Yeah, well, let's come up with the cash. That's the problem. Rich only. Yes, sir. Jason said in the chat room, rich only. That's the way they want it. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be the way they do it. The way they get eventually. By the way, we just reached 598 followers here on Exit 92 Radio. Thank you all, 598 of you. Please get a couple more friends here to give us a few more follows here on Exit 92 so we can break 600 tonight. That would be phenomenal. It'd be great for 600 followers in less than 4 months. We're rocking it here on Exit 92 Radio. We're going to take a music break so I can have me a cigarette and grab something to drink. We're going to throw in a little bit of Mr. Breakdown, Electric Blue, The Blues Rebels, and A Sound of Thunder. 18 minutes. Well, we'll take off Electric Blue this time. Got, 13 minutes of uninterrupted music here on Exit 92 coming up right now. Keep it locked in. We'll be back very, very soon with some more stories to cover here on Real America Live tonight as we talk politics, we talk news. I've still got a couple really good stories coming up. So keep it locked in here on Exit 92 Radio with the big bad Boo Bear.
Try to see things my way. Do I have to keep on talking till I can't go on? Try to see things your way. Run the risk of knowing that our love may be soon gone. So we can work it out. So we can work it out. Think of what you're saying. We can get it wrong, but still you think that it's alright. Think of what I'm saying. We can work it out and get it straight or say goodnight. So we can work it out. So we can work it out. Life is very short and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. I have always thought that it's a crime. So I will ask you once again. Trying to see things my way. Only time will tell if I am right or I am wrong. Try to see things your way. Then run the risk of that our love may fall apart. So we can work it out. So we can work it out. Life is very short and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. I have always thought that it's a crime. So I will ask you once again. Try to see things my way. Only time will tell if I am right or I am wrong. Try to see things your way. Run the risk of knowing that our love may fall apart. So we can work it out. So we can work it out. Life is very short and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. I have always thought that it's a crime. So I will ask you once
Everybody's talking about the way things used to be. They say today it's all about money, corruption and greed. But you and me, baby, we've heard this all before. The past is always said the music's gonna die. Nobody knows just when, but they know just why. But you and me, baby, we don't pay that no mind. We just walk the walk and leave the talking behind. We're gonna turn back the clock tonight. We're gonna kick back and rock. That's right. All night, all night. We're gonna boogie like it's 1955. So pump up the sound and hit the overdrive. We're gonna funky like it's 1975. We ain't too old to rock and roll as long as we're alive. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We're gonna turn back the clock tonight. We're gonna kick back and rock. That's right. We're gonna turn back the clock tonight. We're gonna kick back and rock. That's right. All night, all night.
Exit 92 Radio, baby.
We've known each other just a few short years, but seeing you with
You're listening to Real Merica Live on Exit 92 Radio.
Exit 92 Radio. Exit 92 Radio. Exit 92 Radio. Exit 92 Radio.
From West Side to Worldwide, Exit 92.
That's right, everybody. Exit 92 Radio from Worldwide, or from West Side to Worldwide. I got that mixed up. I fucked that all up. Damn it. Speaking of fucked that all up and probably had a really shitty fucking day, this woman, February 16th, when I talked about this story at the beginning of the podcast, I wasn't kidding. February 16th, 2016, Salisbury firefighters responded to a report of a possible fire with a person stuck inside an apartment Tuesday morning. Thankfully, that was not the case. The call came from the villas on Lincolnton Road just after 7 a.m. When firefighters arrived, they discovered that there was no fire, but that the woman had simply gotten herself stuck in her own closet. Let me read that one more time. The woman had simply gotten herself stuck in her own closet. Firefighters were able to remove her from the closet, and that was the end of the story. Lincolnton Road at Jake Alexander Boulevard was closed for a short time until firefighters could leave the apartment building. I just want to know how the hell you get stuck in your own closet. You know, it's she's not so stupid that she deserves a curb stomp, but she is stupid enough that she probably shouldn't be reproducing with anyone. I'm just saying, you know, you don't get stuck in your own closet that fucking easy, you know. I just don't understand. I've done a lot of stupid shit. I'm not the brightest, you know, crayon in the tool shed at all, but yeah, I've never done that. So at least I know I've never done that. That's something I will never have to say as I locked myself in my own closet. Poor woman. She probably is never going to live that down. Family reunions, Thanksgiving, you know. Jerry is talking about the time he dropped a bowling ball on his toe, and Susie over there, well, she's keeping quiet because she knows Uncle Tom is going to talk about the time she locked herself in her own fucking closet. Yep. That's probably going to drive her to the drink. Just saying. Not going to be enjoyable for her. Nope. Speaking of interesting days, Adidas just shut down homophobic Instagram comments on their new same-sex ad. Now, when this ad, you know, or this article says they shut them down, you know, and absolutely destroyed them, they replied, you know, it wasn't really like that good, so that's not really worth talking about. But I want to read it and talk about the issue a little bit. So to celebrate Valentine's Day yesterday, this is from, you know, this past weekend, Adidas released a new ad featuring a same-sex couple, which most people loved the ad. There were some haters who argued that companies shouldn't take sides, and others who called for like-minded people to boycott the brand. In response, Adidas decided to go all guns blazing and publicly destroy them. And, you know, you had the morons get on, and companies should not take sides on these types of topics. This is so fucking stupid. Fuck this LGBTQ. I don't know what the Q stands for. Maybe question? Maybe they're going for queer. I don't really know. They decided to say lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual, then queer again. So, whatever. But they're, you know, fuck this LGBTQ shit, whatever it is. And then, you know, you got the Bible thumpers who are quoting the Bible and shit like that. Whoop-de fucking doodah. Jesus Christ. However, you know, they replied a little bit. They said, no, that somebody said, what the fuck, Adidas? This day is for boy and a girl. When they are a couple, not for lesbians. Stupid Adidas. And then Adidas replied, no, this day is for love. Happy Valentine's Day. So, yeah, they kind of burned her a little bit there. But, you know, regardless, let's talk about this for a minute. Now, You all know how I feel about the homosexual community. As long as they're not acting fucking stupid, I'm cool with it. You know, go get married, live life, have fun. You know what I mean? Pay bills, do your taxes, die, and it starts all over again. I really can give a shit less what you do in your bedroom, because it's not really my business. Personally, I keep my bedroom stuff in the bedroom, and you can keep your bedroom stuff in the bedroom. I can really give a shit less if you like to suck cock or eat the vag. You know, I really don't care. And honestly, other people shouldn't either. It really shouldn't be any of their business. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not that I 100% agree with it or anything. You know, it's not that I'm, totally for it. It's just I'm not going to go out and cause problems for people that are, or act idiotic like these people and get up on social media and blatantly look like a fucking moron to those people. Because, and I still have to get to Adidas and what I think they're doing with this, but because it's like I said, it's as simple as it's not our business. It's not. It really isn't. When your kid comes to you at 16 and 17 and starts talking about her friend at school says she's gay, you explain it to her or him, and if they make that choice later on in life, then you have something to do with it. And, you still really not your business. It's your kid's life. They have to make that decision. They have to do all that. And the one thing about the homosexual community I have disagreed with to an extent is the whole born with it thing. Not trying to be a dick here. I'm not. But I've never actually been shown, that you can be born with the quote-unquote gay gene. Lifestyle choice, whatever. I mean, it's your choice. You do what you want. It's your life. But Adidas is acting extremely intelligent here. This has nothing to do with them being for or against gay rights. It has all to do with them making money. They are making buku money. Because some of the other replies, were replies that were for Adidas. And, they're talking about, oh, hashtag thinking about buying some Adidas. Oh, hashtag Adidas, you're so cool. Honestly, I don't know the people who own the business Adidas and run the company, but I can almost guarantee it's not has nothing to do with the gay rights movement or the homosexual community whatsoever. Has all to do with they are making buku fucking money right now. There's nothing wrong with that, It's called an intelligent business plan. And you shouldn't feel bad for going for them. Because their message is there's nothing wrong with their message. I mean, it's just showing real life. Just like with the Campbell's soup thing that happened a few months back. That's what real life now is. You have two dads together feeding their child soup when, it's sick. You have two moms riding together to take their kids to soccer practice. That's just the way it is. And if you can't change with the times, I don't really know what to fucking tell you. You gotta get it on or get on out. It's really only choice you got here. And them making ads about it on TV, they're making buku money off of it. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm sorry. I mean, it's called intelligent business planning. And it's really the only way to get by these days in this country. I don't see any issue with it whatsoever. I mean, I guess some of the population still has issues with it for some fucking reason. But they really need to get over that shit. Because it's not going anywhere. It hasn't been going anywhere since the 60s. And I don't think that a couple of homophobic assholes are going to make it go anywhere. Honestly, I think they're going to make it go further than where it is now. More homophobic assholes you got out there, the more the mainstream community is going to want to shove it down their throats just as a quintessential kick in the nuts, really. I mean, honestly, like I've said before, we need to just leave it all alone. None of my business. You do you. Go out, have fun, go party, fuck a couple of dudes, whatever you're going to fucking do. I don't really care. I'm not going to do it. And, you know, I like I said, I don't 100% agree with it, but I'm not going to sit here and bash you for it either. It's your life choice. You're grown. Most of you are 21 and over. Free to do as you please and should be able to do as you please. So, looks like I had somebody say something in the chat. I'm fixing to check it out. Jason, they said, then you're a bad parent and should kill yourself. Well, he obviously feels differently on the subject than I do. Little extreme. Oh, damn. But, yeah, then you're a bad parent and should kill yourself. Well, you know how Jason feels on it, guys. I feel like if your kids come to you and they think they may be homosexual, you discuss the whole situation with them. Explain to them, you know, what exactly it is, and, you know, they need to make that choice. You can tell them all you want. No, you can't be gay, because I'll disown you. No, you can't be gay. I'll never talk to you again. And honestly, you may be pushing them in that direction for the wrong reasons. They may not even be gay, but they may go that way just to piss you off. You need to let them know that even if they are gay, you will still accept them. I mean, I don't have a kid that's gay. You know, my kid just turned 4 years old. I haven't had to experience this, and hopefully, you know, I won't have to, or it'll be a long way down the road. But when I do, I plan on explaining that situation and having this exact same conversation with her. And she will have to make that decision, you know, and I'll tell her the same thing I'm telling you. I don't 100% agree with it, but you got to make your life. You got to do for you what you want to do. Make you happy. You know, that's how I feel about it. But obviously Jason said, yeah, then you're a bad parent, you should kill yourself. Well, damn. Fucking extreme here on Exit 92 Radio tonight. Remember, by the way, guys, check out Dino Mac and the Mac Attack show this Saturday night here on Exit 92 Radio. I should be on there with him doing a guest interview for a little bit. About 10 o'clock is when he's supposed to be starting, 10 o'clock Eastern. So if you're in the area and you get the chance, go by and check them out. They're awesome. So glad to have them over here doing shows with us. These guys are so cool. Guy Talk and all that. They have their own channel still, though, so make sure you go and check out the Dean O. Mac, or the Mac Attack show on Spreaker. I think they got 4 seasons on so far. These guys are booking it down the charts here. They're awesome. And my favorite is Sex Talk Sunday. Sex Talk Sunday is fucking awesome. Great stuff. Go and check them out. They've got archives, just like we do. You can listen to them when they're not on right now, and they're totally worth the time, I promise. If you like us, you're going to love the Mac Attack show. So, stop on by there and hang out with them for a little bit. Now we have a bit of an obituaries for you. I got 2 deaths I wanted to report today. Here's the death of Alexa McAllister. The only reason this is being reported because it was on a recent television show. On the 16th of February 2016, Lex McAllister died after an apparent suicide attempt in Columbus, Ohio, as reported by TMZ. Per E! News, the local police said that on the 13th of February, they received a call in which it was claimed that McAllister had overdosed on prescription drugs. It is known that earlier on the 13th of February, McAllister expressed in an SMS message to end her life. McAllister was a bachelorette on the show The Bachelor, season 14. And she just recently passed away from suicide. And that's actually an interesting trend with a few of the former bachelorettes from the show. There's another one. She passed away in 2012 from suicide as well. I hate to think that it has anything to do with the show. I mean, I don't know. These people just have a sad life after everything. But honestly, this is kind of what reality TV show contests do to people. They destroy their confidence. They destroy their life in a way. This other woman, Gia Alamand, on August 14, 2013, third place contestant Gia Alamand died after a reported suicide attempt. Several contestants, as well as Paveka, expressed their condolences, yada, yada, yada. And this is two of them off the same season. Now, I mean, I didn't check out the rest of the seasons, but it is an interesting, question as to whether these shows like this are really healthy for the human confidence, for the human brain. I don't think so. I think most of these shows are fucking barbaric, so I don't watch them. But I thought I'd report it for the few people who do watch The Bachelor and stuff like that. So, yep. Alexa McAllister passes away February of 2016. She was 31. So young and sad. Vanity, vanity is what it'll do it to you. Vanity will do it to you. There was another one I wanted to talk about real quick. My favorite movie as a kid. I got into this movie, Police Academy. Anybody remember Police Academy? Oh my God, Police Academy was awesome, dude. I love fucking Police Academy. I didn't grow up on it. I caught it when I was a little bit older. But it was still awesome. Police Academy was shit. Unfortunately, George Gaines from Police Academy. He also was, he was on Police Academy. He was Commandant Eric Lassard. Passed away today, or yesterday. From a heart attack, I believe it was. He was also in 2 Days and Nights of Molly Dodd, Punky Brewster. He was married to Alan Ann McClare. And, yeah, he was on a bunch of different stuff. Unfortunately, he passed away today. I just thought, a lot of the people who listen, I'm sure, have seen Police Academy. Great show. Great show. He was on the first one, then 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. And I guess, I didn't know they made a 7th one, but he was on the 7th one as well. And they made a series. God, they just won't let that thing die. Holy shit. Let it die. Let it die. But yep, Commandant Lassant, George Gaines passes away. And that's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. He passed away at 98. Jesus, 98 years old. Man, that's a long life. At least he had a long life, I will say. He lived a very long life, and he entertained a lot of people. So, I got some drink here in my glass, and I guess this next sip will be for you, George. Thanks for your contributions to human society and your movies and such as well. Vanity. I don't know who Vanity is, Jason. Jason has said no. Vanity has passed away as well. I don't know who Vanity is, so I'm sure he'll put up an explanation to that in just a moment. You know what? I can look it up here on Wikipedia to see who Vanity is, and I will report that for all of you. Vanity. Disambiguation. Performer. Stage name, Denise Matthews. Denise Katrina Matthews, better known as Vanity and sometimes credited as Denise Matthews Smith or Dee Dee Winters, was a Canadian singer, songwriter, dancer, actress, and model who turned away from her acting and music career to concentrate on evangelism. Her career lasted from the early 80s until the mid-90s. She was the lead singer female trio group Vanity 6 from 1981 until it disbanded in 1983. The group is well known for their 1982 hit Nasty Girl. Vanity music career also included 2 solo albums on the Motown Records label, Wild Animal and Skin on Skin, as well as the hit singles Pretty Mess, Mechanical Emotion, Undress, and Under the Influence. Wow. I've never heard of her, honestly. I'm sure she was good, but unfortunately she has passed away. Let's see what happened. Due to the effects on her kidneys, yeah, I said it. of years of drug use. While a performer, she had to undergo dialysis 5 times a day. Each session was 20 minutes long. She suffered from sclerosing, a rare complication of peritoneal dialysis. Oh my God. Why can't they just say she was fucking sick? Christ. I'm not a genius. I cannot pronounce these big words. She passed away February 15, 2016 at the age of 57. God, she was young too. 57's not old. But yes, unfortunately, she has passed away. There's your little bit of obituaries here from Exit 92. Say goodbye to those stars, and maybe some more stars were born today, if we were lucky. Let's see, next up, what was the next story I had? I had another one lined up right after that. The customer letter from Apple. And there's the cough. You want to say hello, Holly? No, she doesn't feel very good today. She hasn't been feeling very good today at all. Poor thing's got a stomach ache, and it's kicking her ass. But Apple had a nice little letter they sent after they declined the FBI's request. Another cough there. After they declined the FBI's request, and you're going to see that in just a second. There we go. I had to get something going in the background. So the United States government has demanded that Apple take an unprecedented step which threatens the security of its customers. Actually, this is a letter out to the customers, so it's them talking. So let me start that over again. Sorry, I was reading it wrong. The United States government has demanded that Apple take an unprecedented step which threatens the security of our customers. We oppose this order, which has implications far beyond the legal case at hand. The moment calls for public discussion, and we want our customers and people around the country to understand what is at stake. The need for encryption. Smartphones led by iPhone have become an essential part of our lives. People use them to store an incredible amount of personal information. From our private conversations to our photos, our music, our notes, our calendars, and contracts, our financial information and health data, even when we have been and where we are going. All that information needs to be protected from hackers and criminals who want to access it, steal it, and use it without our knowledge or permission. Customers expect Apple and other technology companies to do everything in our power to protect their personal information. And at Apple, we are deeply committed to safeguarding their data. Compromising the personal information can ultimately put our personal safety at risk. That is why encryption has become so important to all of us. For many years, we have used encryption to protect our customers' personal data because we believe it's the only way to keep their information safe. We have even put that data out of our own reach because we believe the contents of your iPhone are none of our business, which is true. We were shocked and outraged by the deadly act of terrorism in San Bernardino last December. We mourn the loss of life and want justice for all those whose lives were affected. The FBI asked us to help in the days following the attack, and we have worked hard to support the government's efforts to solve this horrible crime. We have no sympathy for the terrorists. When the FBI has requested data... Hold on, sorry. I'm kind of wiping off my glasses. When the FBI requested data that's in our possession, we have provided it. Apple complies with valid subpoenas and search warrants, as we have in the San Bernardino case. We have also made Apple engineers available to advise the FBI, and we've offered our best ideas on a number of investigative options at their disposal. We have great respect for the professionals at the FBI, and we believe that their intentions are good. Up to this point, we have done everything that is both within our power and within the law to help them. But now the U.S. government has asked us for something we simply do not have, something we consider too dangerous to create. They have asked us to build a backdoor to the iPhone. Specifically, the FBI wants us to make a new version of the iPhone operating system, circumventing several important security features, and install it on an iPhone recovered during the investigation. In the wrong hands, the software, which does not exist today, would have potential to unlock any iPhone in someone's physical possession. The FBI may use different words to describe this tool, but make no mistake, building a version of iOS that bypasses security in this way would undeniably create a backdoor. While the government may argue that its use would be limited to this case, there's no way to guarantee such control. And I mean, it basically, they go on explaining why this is dangerous, and and here it says opposing this order is not something we take lightly. We feel we must speak up in the face of what we see as an overreach by the U.S. government. And that's exactly what it is, overreach by the U.S. government. Don't get me wrong, I agree with them in the fact that, of course, they want to solve the San Bernardino shooting. I mean, they want to find out who exactly was behind it, why they did what they did, what set them off, if there was anything that could have been done. They want to know all this information, and that's fine. We all want to know this information. But Apple brings up a very good point. How do we know that device and that application they would have to create for this particular phone would not get out, would not be used by the FBI or the CIA to hack into different iPhones across the world, because iPhone is a leading brand of smart technology here in the United States. I don't know about the world, but the United States, they are the leading brand of smart technology as far as your phone is concerned. And for them to create a backdoor to the iOS system is not good. If they were forced to, it could be potentially hazardous to every iPhone user in the world. That would mean all of your personal phone numbers, photos, all of that is at stake at 24/7. Anywhere you can connect to Wi-Fi, someone would have the chance to unlock your phone, go through it, get your credit card numbers, get your text messages to your, girlfriend or your wife, your nudie pics, whatever. They would be able to get those and leak them online or use them for their own personal gain. And it's not good. So I have to really congratulate Apple here for standing up in the face of hell and coming out and saying the stuff that they did, saying they're opposing this order and are refusing. I have to say that I am impressed, and I'm happy that they are doing this, because a lot of places won't. A lot of places will just do what they want to do. They'll just take the order, get it going, get it made, and get them out of their hair as quickly as possible. But Apple has stood up and said this is a blatant overreach of the U.S. government, and I think every civilized and intelligent person here can agree that it's the right thing to do. So kudos to you, Apple and Tim Cook. Kudos to you. You get a kudos. A big old snappity fucking kudos. Awesome. Anyways, yeah, that story's coming up here in a little bit. I got another one that's interesting. Honey, what are you? Oh my God. What is that? What is she doing? I'm looking at some video right now on Facebook. She's a bigger girl. She's dancing. She's not bad looking, but that's not your song, honey. I'm sorry. No. When did it become acceptable to shake your gigolos and half bits all over Facebook? Probably around 2007, 2008. Unless you're a stripper. As you can call it, Joe. By the way, they can't hear you very well now that I have the mic in. Yeah, she's just talking to me, and you guys are only catching one of the conversation. I am not a douche, Jason. Not a douche. You're a douche. You're a douche. Yes, you are a douche. Ugh. Oh, that's terrible. I just seen a... Ugh, yeah. Anyways, let's... Ugh. That's disgusting. Gotta not throw up on air. Don't throw up on air. Alright. Here's the next story. This one is a real personal piece for all you guys out there. Actually, all you women out there. This goes specifically out to you. And wife, be listening when I talk about this story here in just a second, because you may want to do this one day in the future. Just saying. Got some beautiful, epic music going behind me because this is a beautiful and epic story. Have you ever been masturbating and thought, how can I involve my deceased sex partner while masturbating? That's where this comes in. She's already saying, please don't. You can now store your deceased loved one's ashes in a dildo. Dutch designer Mark Stunkerbroom created a glass dildo that can hold your created loved one's ashes. The dildo urn holds exactly 21 grams of ash. The dildo urn the dildo urn also comes with a kit. Oh God. With a kit that includes a ring holder and iPhone speakers and a fragrance diffuser. There's even a spot for your iPhone. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh, they just want grieving widows to be happy by achieving greater pleasure with the knowledge that the remnants of their loved ones are technically inside of them. No, honey, what's next? Oh God, a pocket pussy. They're oh my God. Oh, that. That is phenomenal right there. Why are we not funding this? Honey, do you want a dildo urn? I'll make sure I get you one before I die. What? I can't get you a dildo urn, honey? But it's so that when I'm dead I can still be inside you. Yeah, that is creepy. Well, you use one of his bones, I suppose. This man is definitely going to have to... I hope this man had this information before he died. Maybe his probably, crackhead girlfriend can get a dildo urn to remember her meth head friend or meth head boyfriend. Florida man dies in meth lab explosion after lighting farts on fire. A 37-year-old man is dead after his trailer home was destroyed in a meth lab explosion caused by him lighting his Blue Angels to amuse his wife. I don't know. The man's wife was found lying naked on the couple's front yard, reportedly still laughing. A Blue Angel is when you put a lighter up to your butt and fart on it, making it catch on fire. It's funny as shit, explains the man's wife, who claims to be an expert on the subject. Normally we go to Del Taco because they're not 59-cent tacos, but we made some extra cash this week, so we went to Chipotle. The farts you get from there could fill a gas chamber. I know he's looking up from hell, laughing his ass off, saying it was worth it, she says, smiling through the blackened teeth, apparently not caused by the fire. What? Yeah, she's on the meth. The woman plans on suing Chipotle, which failed to address the peppers causing a higher rate of methane in human farts. She offered a statement. "I'm not mad about my husband dying. I just got my eyebrows did, and now they're gone." Chipotle Mexican Grill has yet to respond. This is probably the... I mean, I don't know if this is real or not. It probably isn't, but it would make sense, especially from Gainesville. I hope that his wife had the information about the dildo beforehand. I hope so. You know, because she'll never be able to have her dead husband inside of her again while she's, you know, smoking meth at the same time. I wonder if they're going to come up with something you do the same thing with those bowling balls, honey. You know, stick some ashes in a bowling ball and bing wing balls. There we go. I thought they were called bowling, like bowling or something. Bing wing ball. That's not as cool of a name. I don't think that's as cool of a name. Oh man, I'm still trying to get over the dildo urn. That just that was phenomenal. I don't know what kind of marketing they've got working for them, but bravo. Yes, honey. What gets you? Well, yeah, duh. It's called a dild urn, not a dill urn, okay? Not shit. It's giving widows the chance to sleep with their husband one more time. No, it's only like 4 minutes, I thought. 30 years, this is the next story, guys. 30 years after the first of the Grim Sleeper serial killer victims was found fatally shot and discarded in a South Los Angeles alley, Lonnie David Franklin Jr. is facing a jury in a downtown courtroom. This is in Los Angeles. Franklin, a former garbage collector and police garage attendant, is charged with killing one girl and 9 women ranging in age from 15 to 35 over a span of 30 years. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. Opening statements began Tuesday. The killing for which Franklin is charged came in spurts that were 13 years apart, resulting in the nickname the Grim Sleeper for the period of apparent inactivity. Franklin, 63, has pled not guilty. His attorney has promised a vigorous defense, as the man's neighbors describe him as friendly, helpful, and reliable for 13 years, and then he goes off and kills somebody. "All I can say is stay tuned," said the lawyer, Seymour Amster. "The trial is expected to last 2 or 3 months," said Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman, the lead prosecutor in the case. Silverman told the jury Tuesday that the murderers followed a pattern. Victims were taken from a murder scene and their bodies were dumped in alleys and trash bins, concealed by garbage or mattresses, the prosecutor said. Most of them were in various states of undress, she said in her opening statement. Some were missing their bras, some were missing their underwear. All bodies were Jane Doe's when first discovered, and relatives had to identify them later. All tested positive for cocaine except one, Silverman said of the autopsies. The defense reserved their opening statements until after the prosecution completes its list of witnesses, at which point the defense will begin presenting its side of the story. So, yeah, interesting situation here. I definitely, if he's guilty, he's guilty. Death penalty. Honestly, there should not be any sort of question here. If he's guilty, 30 years worth of killing, in my opinion, can only be the death penalty. There is no leeway there. 30 years worth of killing. He's got caught. He's going on trial. He deserves the death penalty. Now, if he didn't do it, he didn't do it. Let him go. But if he did, death penalty only. Don't put him on death row for 40 fucking years until you decide to fucking kill him. No. Put him on the death penalty, and tomorrow, shoot him in the fucking head. I mean, honestly, that is the only way to handle the situation. He's just a monster, and he killed people, so he deserves to have his life taken from him. Oh, man. Winding down here on Exit 92. Man, a long day. We're fixing to call it a night here on Exit 92 Radio. I'm going to throw in a track for you guys, and then I'm probably going to have to call it for the night, because I have to get up early for my shift in the morning. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. We're going to throw in a little bit of The Soul is Full from the Blue Stones, painting pictures from the Palmer Squares, and the other one on the Artist of the Month poll, which you need to check out, is A Sound of Thunder. These three people are going head to head to get the Artist of the Month. The winner gets an interview. Remember, the 11 winners will go head to head at the end of the year for a show dedicated to their music or a mix of their music, to be called the Artist of the Year, Exit 92's inaugural Artist of the Year. So they are all fighting for that honor, and they're all great artists. You know, they're all great bands, great musicians. They definitely deserve your attention. So please, just give them a few minutes of your time and a few seconds to press the vote. You know, any three of these guys, they're all really good. The Palmer Squares, The Sound of Thunder, the Blue Stones, they're all really good, and to pass them up is a travesty. It is, because they don't deserve that. They really do deserve some sort of attention, because, I mean, yeah, that's why I do this. It's because these guys like this, they go on through life, and they get out there, and they pound the pavement, playing gigs every weekend, you know, putting that every little bit of change into the gas tank of that van, load up to the next gig, and they may not get anywhere, and it's unfortunate. But that's because they don't really get any advertising either. You know, their advertising is right before the show starts, and throwing CDs out to people who are willing to check it out. They get that occasional fan who's willing to check it out and gives them a chance, loves it. And then you have assholes, you know, who get it and they want to put you down because they say you suck. But regardless, Exit 92 Radio tries to be a home for the independent artist, and not only music, but the comedian, the writer, the poet. If you have anything you can try and share with the world, you want to share with the world, let me know and we'll try and work something out. That's what we do here at Exit 92 Radio. But these three guys are on the Artist of the Month poll. Give them a listen. The first song is The Blue Stones with Soul's Full, which I may have, yes I did. I played that song earlier. I don't want to replay that right now. The first song is The Blue Stones with Make Your Move. The second song is the Palmer Squares with Painting Pictures. And the third song is A Sound of Thunder with Udaroth. So, we're fixing to call it a night here on Exit 92. Remember, you can go check out everything in the archives here. You can always go check out Happy's Kick-Ass Music Show, which came on just before I went on. Thanks again, Happy, for going on and entertaining these great people here tonight on Exit 92 Radio. If you want to listen to the Mike Steely interview, it's the beginning of the podcast. We started right at the beginning. Me and him went right into about 25-30 minutes and talked a little bit about his career into comedy and all that. And yeah, just check out everything we got going here at Exit 92. We're doing really, really good, and it's all because of you fans out there. We are like one follow away from 600. Thanks a lot. We've been here 4 months. We're at almost 600 followers. You know, over 3,000 hits, knocking on 4. So thanks again for tuning in. Thanks again for helping us get to this point. And maybe you can help these guys get a little bit of popularity as well. Here it is, the Blue Stones with Make Your Move.
One thing I've learned in all my years, sometimes you gotta say, what the fuck? Make your move.
So what
live the American dream vicariously through various media outlets. I sit and stare at a screen, hysterically screaming and shouting. When I speak, feel red heat. When I breathe, this dragon's breath. Yes, I'm a deadbeat from head, feet, then back to head again. 2 half-wits make a square hole. Living in peril. Who that kid over there who chew that chicken from Harold's and shoot catfish in the barrel? A petty jerk, finish shirky of any pennies you worth. And I can't just let go, cause every verse is a manifesto. Turning acumen, I'm sure to grab the pencils and start erasing. Bursting, blasting, wrapped in trench coats with a marksman's aim to target their game. The bottom line is profit, but the market's oversaturated. And these heartless corporate bastards stay homogenizing genres. And their waters my eyes, cause all I got in this life is music. And now I'm likely gonna lose this shit to some cogs lined up in unison. So sing it even if you don't know the words. Even if you don't prefer doing the whip when you're going to work. Or chilling at the crib, smoke herb and sing it till your lymph nodes hurt. Don't hold the phone though. The audience needs to start to scream. Go Yoko, oh no. And Nirvana means to blow your own dome. Cough and wheeze when you spark the law with the Palmer Squad. Saw Socrates at the Parthenon, but I forgot to cop a cheap concert tea in the parking lot. Gosh darn it, talk hard as a rock, but maybe he lying. Claim he a giant, but like Dave seen Goliath, that heart was soft as a baby's behind his. Laughing maniacally to combat the anxiety, but you likely to lose every time, so just tighten the noose and fly away.
How can you have the balls to go up in front of an army? If you get on the stage and you're not prepared, get the fuck out of my business, cause this is a war.
Hey yo, I kick in any door with hinges forcefully and storm the entrance, cause my core convictions don't consist of none of your opinions. The Lord's a war, been in my corner at these tournaments. Unfortunately, mortals can't perform under the poor conditions. These scornful nitwits will take you out like a torn meniscus. 2 morbid kids with a vacant lot full of war ballistics. I court your mistress through the orchard, then I scored them digits. Hordes of horny bitches swarm for pictures like the porno business. Absorb the liquids and I'm lifted. We go deep like fuck snorkeling. Yo, I'm a porpoise with a dorsal fin, snorting off the porcelain. Ride the whitest horses, man, I'm born again. High on my endorphins and a morphine drip. I'm so informative, so inform someone. We've been recording, I got more to give, there's more to come. Windows getting boarded up, so pour me some imported rum. Coral tinted corneas and pupils wide. Hop into the hoopty, I'm Dennis Hopper, hopping through these hoops. No hula, hoot and holler loudly if you copping moolah. Copper coins and dollars too. We can rendezvous for hours talking how we got the loot. I got through school, I got through college, how about you? Conjure up all kinds of grooves on conga drums like Babalu. Yeah, act been dope since 92. Most rappers choke, forgot to chew. I'm on the movie, y'all stationary. Call Dirty Mary and Crazy Larry, can't never catch me. Heavens to Betsy, act got it locked like the legend of Nessie. Monster. You couldn't see me with the sharpest optics. Far above the stars and comets, soar like Tony Stark up in the Marvel comics. I harness knowledge and argue topics.